All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first ever ZYIA Active Prospect Call. And what that means for us is this is an opportunity for anybody that is interested in possibly getting to know a little bit more about our company, what we do, who we are, and what we're about, and why we're growing so fast right now. Or if you're just interested in knowing a little bit more about the direct sales industry and what we're doing in this channel, we've kind of set up this call tonight to talk about that and to give a little bit more information. We're not here to convince anybody to do anything. This is strictly to let you know what's going on, why we're here, what we're doing. And obviously somebody that cares deeply about you has invited you to this call for a reason. So if you are on this call for the first time, or this is the first time you've heard about ZYIA Active, or the first time you've kind of gotten to know us, welcome. My name is Zach Bradley. I am the president of ZYIA Active. And tonight we have the privilege to have somebody with us that is a dear friend of mine. I've known him for years and years and years. We've worked together, but we've also just kind of stayed in contact, you know, from when we left the same company a number of years ago. We stayed in contact, and it's somebody that I respect so deeply. His knowledge of the industry, of this channel, his knowledge of what we're doing is beyond measure. It's incredible. But more than anything, he's an incredible human being. He's a family man. He loves just, I mean, if you knew where he lived, it's like he's in this little town in the middle of nowhere. He may act like he's big city, but he's not. He's just this little town. But family man, loves sports, loves, you know, just being a part of the community. And that, as so many of you know, being a part of a community is what we strive for. And to have Mr. Sam Higginson with us tonight to talk about ZYIA Active. He's not an employee of ours. He's not a rep of ours, but he's just seen so much of what we're doing and where we're going that we've invited him to talk on the call tonight about that specifically. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Sam Higginson.
All right. Thanks so much, Zach. I really do appreciate the opportunity to be a part of your call tonight. And if you hear a dog barking in the background, I apologize. I have a younger dog, and there are people that came up to the door and he was barking like crazy. I had to get up and run over there. And luckily, Zach is long-winded and was able to keep this call alive and keep this call going. But again, thank you so much for the opportunity, Zach and Jeremiah and Aaron and Brenda, for the opportunity of working with this incredible company we call ZYIA Active. You know, as Zach pointed out, I live here in Salt Lake City, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City, Utah. It is a small town and I'm super proud of it. It's called Spanish Fork. If you're out there, give a Spanish Fork shout, go Dons. But I love this little community that I live in. I married my high school sweetheart 22 and a half years ago. We have 4 amazing children. And I have a son that's a sophomore in college, a daughter that's a senior in high school, and then 2 younger daughters. And I'm involved in a lot of different community activities, as Zach pointed out. But I've been involved in this channel in the nooks and crannies of my life, the life that I actually live, being a Diamond Club president, a Booster Club president, and all of the other things that I get to do in my life with my family and in my community. The nooks and crannies of my life, I've had direct sales. I've had an opportunity to be surrounded by really incredible people like Zach. And if you've met Aaron Bradley, the founder of this company, just amazing people that are all about leadership, all about empowerment, and all about community. And so I've been blessed. I've had an opportunity to learn from some of those individuals. Now, I was hired, as Zach mentioned, to come in and help coach through this incredible time. This is a golden era year period of time for ZYIA Active. They're about to enter into one of the most exciting phases of their entire company's history, a period of time I think that we'll look back upon and be super grateful that we can say, hey, I got on that call in April of 2019 and I did something about it. I believed in myself. I had belief and power and commitment, and I decided that I was going to make a decision to do something really big in my life. So, but why direct sales? What is so important about direct sales? What is it about direct sales that keeps it on the rise, that has people really excited about getting involved in direct sales? And the truth is, more and more companies are starting to move into this model. Move into this area because, I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, I think I was writing down somewhere, Shopko, Macy's, Sears, Kmart, Macy's, they're all having huge cutbacks. Retail model is being challenged in a big way because of the onset of social media and e-commerce platforms, and that's exactly what you have here at ZYIA Active. That's one of the first things. We're also in the midst of this gig economy that we live in. people are looking for that side hustle. It's the thing that is driving our current economy here in the United States and throughout Canada, probably more than any other piece to the entire economy. If you were to think about how fast that gig economy is working too, and how all of these e-commerce platforms are starting to emerge and people are having the opportunity to align with different things. You see it in the social selling side of the world. You see it in so many areas that are going on right now in the commerce space. But the truth is, I mean, we see it. Amazon has no end in sight. I just read a report that Amazon has no end in sight for their growth opportunity. It is the way of the world. It's how we operate now. And ZYIA Active is perfectly positioning itself in the middle of all of that. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I was thinking in part of the articles that I was reading about, you know, why is it that people really are drawn to direct sales without, I mean, you know, there's time, there's financial, there's health reasons, there's, you know, relationship opportunities of building those relationships and having a community in your life. When I talk about health, I'm not just talking about nutrition. We're talking about emotional, mental health, where people here at ZYIA Active especially, they are driven by that connection, that community. And that's one of the things that I love so much. But this new model that is being presented out there to the world, which is, you know, it's kind of a pay to use and share, right? We're gonna pay you to use and then share our products. To talk about, you know, being involved in a brand like ZYIA Active. And the truth is, what I love about ZYIA is it's been super fun. I'm wearing a brand new jacket. This is the first time in my life that I've done a call like this with an active wear jacket on. Normally I look kind of boring like Zach does right now with the button up. And the truth is, I love it. It's been a ton of fun. And one of the things that has me excited about ZYIA is the fact that it's kind of gearing itself towards all three of the different generations. From the baby boomers, the Gen Xers, the millennials, they all love this channel. They all love this brand and this model. They also all love the channel. In fact, the DSA says this, in 2017, they went through the entire channel of direct sales. They looked at all of the earners and they wanted to know, who are the earners out there? Who are the people that, you know, are driving this channel that made at least $1 of net income? And what they found was that 5.4 million Americans were of the baby boomer generation who joined this business in 2017 and earned an income. They also found that 9.8 million Americans were Gen Xers. They joined this business and earned an income. And that was everything that they put into the income. They at least made some type of an income back. And they also got a bunch of opportunities to be involved in their communities and things of that nature. But one of the numbers that just blew me out of the water was that 29.1 million Americans joined this business from the millennial generation to say, you know what, this is a channel that I love, this is an opportunity that I love, and this is a brand that I can totally get behind. I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. But before I go there, I wanted to say, hey, what is it about this millennial group? We did a little bit of extra research and study, and we found that there are so many young people coming into the business, and you know, there's a lot being said about their work ethic and all kinds of the ways they do the work business and the way they do things. But the truth is, they're technologically savvy. They understand e-commerce platform. They love beauty. But one of the things that I was so drawn to is that they absolutely want that belly-to-belly relationship. They want opportunities to build meaningful relationships that are very purpose-led, that they can go to events, go to parties, get together and chat and get to know one another. They grew up in this world where texting somebody, your friend, in the same room with you was okay, it was acceptable. And now that they're a little bit older and people kind of go off on their ways, they're looking for that community. They want to get back to that community. The other thing that I was drawn to when I looked at ZYIA Active, I looked at their entire model, was the fact that 75% of the earners in 2017 were women here in the United States. They were the ones driving this channel. And here we have, I have lots of great men's clothes from ZYIA Active, but it is driven by women. The top leaders are moms. They're everyday, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're all kinds of everyday people doing extraordinary things. The growth trajectory, thinking about ZYIA Active and where it sits, you know, looking at, I mean, the fact that they've over doubled in size since January of this year. They launched this little company a couple of years ago. They started building the infrastructure corporately. They started aligning themselves with leaderships out into the field, people just like you who decided, you know what, this is for me, and I'm going to go out and share this model, share this brand with everybody that I know. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it proudly, and I'm going to post about it. I'm going to share it out there, and people are going to make a decision whether they want to be a part of this community or not. But it's through projecting out really good attitudes that have allowed for this brand to kind of blossom and to kind of grow into what it is today. And Zach, Jeremiah, Aaron, none of them would disagree that they have incredible field leaders who are doing an awesome job of really exemplifying all of their values and all of the things that they hold dear to them about this brand, with so many people from all over the United States, now into Canada. I don't know where next. They haven't shared that information, but I know this. ZYIA Active's trajectory is out of this world. I've spent 22 years in this channel of direct sales. I've been around some of the most incredible brands that the world's ever known. I've been around some really incredible product launches. I've had a chance to be around, most importantly in my life, I've had a chance to be around so many incredible leaders. And what I have found is that this ZYIA Active opportunity is the perfect storm. It's that perfect opportunity of brand, of product, and a business model with those field leaders all locked in right now, getting ready to do some really incredible things. And I said it before, I really believe this is that golden era time for ZYIA Active. This is that period of time that in 5, 10, 15 years from now, you're going to look back upon and say, holy cow, I was there. I heard the message. I decided to call the person who invited me to take a look at this opportunity or invited me to be on this call and said, hey, I'm doing this thing with you. I'm all in. I want to have some fun. I see you're having fun. I see you're wearing great clothes, and I see you're making a little bit of extra money. And they want to get in. They want to get involved. And I'll tell you what, I think you'll really look back and say, I'm really grateful I did. Here's the things that I look for when I'm looking for a company, though. The truth is, I wanted to know, what are those pillars, right? Product, business model, and brand. And immediately I go to the brand first. I want to know who the founders are. For me, it was a really easy decision. I'd worked with Aaron Bradley and Jeremiah Bradley and Zach Bradley, Brenda Bradley. I'd worked with this family. I knew their heart. I knew the type of business ethics they had. And also, more important, I knew that they understood how to operate and run a business like this. And I knew that they were capable of doing amazing things and that a lot was in front of them if they were able to align themselves with great leaders. Here's the other part that I love about ZYIA is from a branding perspective, they are a first to market opportunity in the prestige activewear market. If you go and look and you do a little bit of research and Google it up, you're going to find that I think it was Global Industry Analytics report suggested that it's expected that this particular industry of activewear is going to rise to $231 billion by the year 2024. ZYIA Active is first to market. They've disrupted the entire business model of how we sell activewear. If you were to go to your email today and you've ever bought activewear in your life, you're going to be inundated on your Facebook feeds, on your Instagram feeds, and in your email inbox, especially if it's one of the Gmails, Hotmails, Yahoos, even if, I don't even know if they still exist, but some of those that are out there, if they still exist, you're being inundated to buy activewear products all the time. That's the normal model. What ZYIA Active has done, what Aaron Bradley had the bold and courageous idea to do was to come in and disrupt the entire model. She surrounded herself with the right people in her husband, Jeremiah, and in Zach Bradley to say, hey, you guys have been doing this thing your entire life. You're surrounded by a lot of people who understand this channel. Please help me carry this vision out to life. Help me bring this thing to life. And, you know, a $231 billion piece, ZYIA Active is first to market, changing it up, turning it upside down, and doing something incredible. They're allowing for people just like you to use their products and to share their products. It's extremely simple. Now, here's the deal. In any great company, I love a quote, actually. I'll go back to this because John F. Kennedy once said that a rising tide lifts all boats. And I love that quote. It's always kind of jumped out at me. I've always thought about it. You know, different opportunities come around. And I've recognized that, you know, one of the most important things about making sure that your boat does, in fact, rise with the tides is to make sure that your boat is actually in the water. Make sure that you see the opportunity, you put your boat in the water, and you give yourself an opportunity to rise with the tides. The reality is, I believe, with my experience of 22 years being around some of those incredible brands, I believe to my core that ZYIA Active is about to go through one of the most impressive moments that we will see in the channel's history. I think they have that kind of potential. They're not limited to just one little tiny product. There is so many things. There are so many things that they have the ability to do. So many markets that they have the ability to think about. But right here in our own backyard in the U.S. and North America, U.S. and Canada, there are unlimited opportunities for people to get involved and build this business and build it in an incredible way. So here's the deal. If you think you are someone who will use and wear these products, if you think you're somebody that can share a link like this to come and listen to somebody talk about this brand, if you think that you could invite somebody over to your house and say, hey, you should come and take a look at this, or do it online, do it something virtually, and be creative and be fun, you can be wildly successful with ZYIA Active. I invite you to talk to the person that invited you to be here tonight and ask those questions. Do research, find out how you might fit into this opportunity here at ZYIA Active, because I'll tell you folks, there is going to be a lot of people in your neighborhood, in your family, and in your networks of individuals that you're in contact with who are wearing ZYIA Active. I can mark my word, I think that 2019, 2020, and 2021 are going to be some really incredible years for ZYIA Active, and is going to help establish the culture that is set forth for the rest of time in the history of this company. And you have a chance to have a voice. You have a chance to be a difference maker in this brand. There's a lot of room in this opportunity for you to be a part of it. And so I would love for you to be a part of it. And here's the deal. I will close with a kind of quote. I don't know if I'm saying all the words accurately or right, but when I first looked at this opportunity 22 years ago, somebody gave me a book, and in that book was a quote from Sir Winston Churchill that said something along the lines of, to each there comes a moment in your lifetime where life figuratively taps you on the shoulder and presents you with an opportunity that is uniquely fitted for you and for your talents. And what a shame if that moment found you unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been your finest hour. And I never knew what that meant for me. I loved the quote. It kept coming back up in movies, or in videos that I would watch, in books that I would read, and things that I would listen to, podcasts. And I heard that quote a few times, and I always wondered, have I ever been tapped? Have I had an opportunity to be tapped? And I believe that I have a few times. I believe that life has tapped me on the shoulder a few times and presented me with opportunities that would help prepare me for great moments ahead of me. I believe that through those moments of being tapped led me to ZYIA Active. It led me here, and it gave me an opportunity to be a part of something selfishly, to be able to look back and say, yeah, I was there. Yes, I was a part of that. And I am so grateful that I had a chance to be a part of it. So with that, thank you all for joining. Zach, I want to kick it back to you if you have anything else at all, but just invite everybody to talk to the person who invited you to be here tonight, shared with you this link, and get your questions answered, because this is going to be a fun ride together. Thank you.
Sam, you are absolutely amazing. There is nothing I need to add, because you are, all I'm going to do is make it worse. So with that, we just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Sam, again, thank you to you for your service and everything you're doing to help us here. And honestly, as all of these different leaders and people that have talked over the last 6 weeks as we've been talking to you and working with you, nothing but good. And obviously tonight, that's no exception. So I don't have anything else to add other than thank you, Sam. Thanks for everybody. If this is the first time you joined us, welcome. And hopefully you can get back to the person that invited you to the call. You guys are amazing. And we will see you guys all very, very soon. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.